Pope John Paul II left many great legacies behind, and theology of the body was perhaps the greatest and most studied of his repertoire. This past weekend, Real Talk Australia, an organisation that teaches young Australians a Catholic perspective on relationships, sex and personal identity, ran a series of seminars and workshops to break open John Paul II's theology of the body. Paul Ninnis, Managing Director for Real Talk Australia, said when he first heard a talk on the theology of the body, he was shaken.
I think I encountered an audio talk about John Paul II's theology of the body, and from the outset it really grabbed my attention, and it sort of shook me up a little bit, which was a good thing because of where I was at. It was I think, the missing piece in the puzzle to a lot of the questions I had about sexuality, about relationships and about what the church taught. So ever since that time I've been one of these people who's been trying to push theology of the body around the church, and particularly for young people, because I saw the fruit in my own life, and I just want everyone to experience that fruit.
Mr. Ninnis said at the heart of theology of the body was John Paul II's understanding of what it meant to be truly human.
And I think it's a really juicy topic. It's a topic that takes them deep into Scripture and deep into, I think, the heart of the church and the heart of being human, which is so much of what JP2 was all about, you know. And I think when you get what it means to be truly human, what it means to be made in the image and likeness of God, then I think the possibilities are endless, you know. It can be transforming to your life, but also the lives around you.
Prominent Australian writer and speaker Anna Crone from the John Paul II Institute for Marriage and Family in Melbourne gave a short biography of the former Pope and said the key to understanding his theology of the body was to know who he was.
He was an advisor on love. In fact, he calls himself, he said, "I fell in love with love." He became the philosopher of love.
And it's not just a romantic love that John Paul II speaks of, but a universal love, a desire of every human person.
So John Paul knew that love is the language that everybody's heart speaks. Everybody's heart wants it, craves for it, yearns for it. But almost all of us at some times have settled for counterfeits of love or less than love.
Theology of the body also reveals the deepest truth about a person, that a person, according to John Paul II, is a sacrament.
Not the motorcycle of the person, not the iPod of the person, not the skin of the person, not the jail of the person, the sacrament of the person. We are a sign, each one of us, in our bodies, in our physical presence, sitting here today, are a sign of God's love.
Emily Ng, the Catholic Leader.